Hello and welcome to Friday Double Bill. This is Mayank, film critic extraordinaire. When Mayank was growing up, he believed that Satya was the finest film he had ever seen. And then he went and saw Ram Gopal Varma Ki Aag.
Right.
At which point he survived the theatre with third-degree burns, but has never quite been the same. Am I right, Mayank?
Well, I was one of the 10 people in India who watched that film, so that's Fahad Samar for you. While growing up, I'm told he thought Cars was the best Indian film ever made, and of course now he thinks Subhash Ghai should be taking a walk in the woods or whistling woods or...
Well, he should probably be going for a long walk, whistling in the woods, and
Right.
ideally the Norwegian woods.
Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, so this is the first episode of Friday Double Bill, and it's only fair that the first review that we'll be doing today is a film about three characters who play triple roles. The other thing that's common between our show and the film Humshakals, of course, is that we have no script, and that film has no script either.
सर हमारे यकीन कीजिए हम पागल नहीं हैं हम दोनों के हम शक्ल्स हैं
हम पागल नहीं
और उन दोनों के भी हम शक्ल्स हैं सच
और इतना नहीं आपका भी एक हम शक्ल है और उस हम शक्ल का एक और हम शक्ल है
यानी कि 3 लोगों का ट्रिपल रोल
Slapstick is right. Man, I felt seriously slapped and violated after watching that movie. But I have to say, we have what we call the OMG moments. But in a film like this, it's going to be WTF, you know.
Yeah,
what
totally,
the fugly
totally.
moment was that? I guess what's yours? You tell me first.
No, you go for it.
There's a doctor by the name of Dr. Khan who comes up with a drug called MAD, mind-altering drug, which when added to water makes our protagonists start to bark like dogs and even do it doggy style. This is mind-altering drivel at its very best.
Well, I would agree. Actually, you know, the thing is, oh my god moments are reserved for films that don't have an oh my god moment precisely every second. I think this movie should in itself be called oh my god, but then Sajid Khan's movies start with H. So, you know, he had Hey Baby before, he's had Houseful 1, Houseful 2, Himmatwala. So maybe this should have been oh my god, right?
There were many holes
Yeah,
as well.
way
Yes,
too many, way too
yes.
many. I think my favorite moment would be the part where the father, the king of the Singhania group of industries. I just love Singhania group of industries in Bollywood.
Super
and
original, like the
he's
rest
in a
of the
state of
film.
coma, and he keeps getting in and out of coma because there are these two guys who are playing video game on the monitor next to the hospital bed. I think that's fascinating. As is the rest of the film, actually.
It is, it is. There is staggering to think that if it wasn't bad enough, I mean, these are two actors who one has admired over the years. Riteish Deshmukh has proved himself to have terrific comic timing.
Right.
Saif is, you know, done admirably well. He has a wry sense of humor. But I think this has all gone awry after a point. It's bad enough that you have them, then you have their demented Humshakals. And then if that were not enough, you have their demented gay Humshakals, and at the end of it, you have a cluster fugly of epic proportions.
Totally. I think these actors, given that they play triple roles and they also go through serious public humiliation throughout the film, I hope they've been paid at least thrice their regular salary for this film.
I think Vashu Bhagnani would have had to.
I hope so.
Yes.
The other thing, of course, is this is Sajid Khan's film.
No,
I
really?
think,
I would never have guessed.
Totally. There are lots of things that are common between all his films, as you can tell. There's one, of course, there'll be a song shot with the low angle with leggy ladies in a castle.
Negligees.
Absolutely. The second will be a beach track. The third will be a nightclub number. The fourth will be a pun in every dialogue, so it stops being funny in the first place. And of course, the fifth one is the climax sequence, which will be set in a banquet hall. I don't know if did you see Houseful 2, by the way?
Unfortunately, I did.
Well, I did, and you know, you're saying unfortunately, I actually like the film.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I mean, you can jap me for it, but I thought that was not so.
Maybe you had MAD in your water.
I've seen Aag. So in that the climax sequence, they had the Queen Elizabeth. This one, of course, has Prince Charles, who's so had it with that climax that he eventually goes into his Hindi, his usual Hindi, as he usually talks. Ye kya ho raha hai? And that's precisely what we were thinking of too.
That's right. The climax of the film is at the House of Commons, and just in case you didn't were under any illusion, it says House of Commons. It's actually some 5-star hotel hall that passes off at probably at the JW Marriott with Prince Charles in attendance. But these are just remarkable nuggets that go through the thing. Satish Shah, somebody who I've grown up admiring, and I think his DeMello of Jaane Bhi Do Yaro, I think in this case just decided Jaane Bhi Do Yaro, and went for it. He plays a neo-Nazi who worships Adolf Hitler, Idi Amin, Saddam Hussein, and Kim Jong, who is also known as Chicken Chow Mein. So the film is racist, it's bigoted, it's homophobic, it's sexist by all means.
Yeah, fair enough. But the thing is, Fahad, most films that are comical by nature and idiotic as this one, they will turn out to be all those things. But my problem isn't that at all. My issue, if there can ever be an issue with a film like this, is that there are 3 sets of triplicates, and we don't know exactly why they exist, how they related to each other. There is no reason to explain. We're not supposed to be curious about it. Of course, this whole duplicate business is a pretty old one, as old as Shakespeare. There was, of course, Gulzar's Angur, which is a masterpiece set, in comedy of errors. But
well, this is the comedy of terrors, obviously.
Or errors of comedy, as it were. Right. I think the only thing that I saw common between Angur and this one was they used to have bhang pakoda there, the protagonist, and they're having a vodka paratha here. I think I'd try a vodka paratha though.
Vodka paratha and cocaine paratha. And just in case you didn't realize they were having this, there's a soundtrack that says cocaine ke parathe, cocaine ke parathe.
Can you actually make a paratha out of cocaine though? Like that's the dough, really?
This is the dope, baby. It's not the dough. And Sajid Khan, more power to you, a real himmat wala, to come back with a bang and delight us as always with such meaningful cinema.
Truly. I think the finest moment, besides the ones we've already mentioned, is the part where he shows, the director shows himmat wala to a bunch of, a couple of characters here as the ultimate torture. And I think that joke is really on the audience that is watching this film at this point.
That's right. I think the irony is lost on no one. So to ask you an exceedingly obvious question, is this a Dekho or a Pheko for you?
It's a complete Pheko, like so many times over that it's not even funny.
And no prizes for guessing, of course. I'm afraid it's going to be a Pheko, a very inauspicious start to our show, but a resounding Pheko, I'm afraid. So as far as we're concerned, it's an out-and-out Pheko. But let's see what the Desi Martini audience had to say about this. From the travails of Bollywood to Hollywood, and a film that both of us were really anxious to see, here's the trailer of Chef.
What's this madness, huh?
It's carne asada. Check it out.
Holy shit, big dog, up all night cooking. Get up and taste this, moose douche. Come here, look at that.
You like it?
You're being reviewed by the most important critic in the city.
You sit and you eat and you vomit those words back. You're not getting to me!
You need to take a break. So what are you gonna do?
You're gonna laugh.
I got a food truck. I might not do everything great in my life, but I'm good at this. I get to touch people's lives with what I do, and I want to share this with you.
We're going to talk about an OMG moment for this film. It would be Russell Peters making a cameo out of nowhere as a Miami cycle cop wanting to take selfies with our protagonist. And this film is just peppered with fantastic cameos by a whole bunch of A-line celebrities.
Absolutely, and I can see why they would have joined a film like this. I think it's one of those very important movies in the sense of what it's trying to say, and also when it's set. I think my oh my god moment in a very nice way was the part where the chef, who's of course the hero of our film, he discovers Twitter and sends a message what he assumes is a message, trying to troll the critic who's given him a bad review, and that just just goes out, gets blown out of proportion, and just tells you how much technology has changed the way we talk to each other now, and especially with regard to art and feedback, and the movie really takes off from there and makes some very important points about not just technology but also about art itself, commercial art in general. Here's a chef who thinks he's an artist, but at the end of the day, because he works in a restaurant that belongs to someone, he's part of a business, and this could be so true for a lot of us, Fahad.
Well, I'm just imagining Sajid Khan having a meltdown after watching our review and going apeshit. Just the way that Jon Favreau goes apeshit with Oliver Pratt.
No, I think he'll go nuts if that's what he's trying to do, because there'll be various people, way too many people on Twitter, on Facebook, attacking that movie right now. But yeah, I mean, but he's also, as we said, an artist. This one is actually someone who joined the profession to pursue a passion, to pursue something that he really wanted to do. And as it happens to a lot of people, it ends up becoming a job, and that's really what happens to this chef. So in that sense, this is coming of middle-aged cinema, where someone rediscovers exactly their true passion, something they've forgotten over a period of time. I think this is a very, very solid point, I thought.
And this is a film that also defies genres. I mean, is it a family and food film? Is it about
it's food porn to start with. It's complete food pornography, something we always watch on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure you're a foodie, so you loved it, but that was a part that was really like not going well with me.
Well, food, family, it's a road movie, it's a buddy movie, it's a mix of genres, and given that Jon Favreau, the hero, the writer, director of the film, is really the director of films like Iron Man and things. He's got a slew of absolutely top of the line actors, from Dustin Hoffman, Scarlett Johansson, Robert Downey Jr., everybody making cameos in the film, and just upping the celebrity quotient. But at its heart, it remains a film that has got meat, and it's got substance, and it's such a delight after having watched Humshakals that it reaffirms your faith in cinema as a whole.
No, absolutely it does, and that's also one of the points that the film is trying to make, because in some form or the other, Jon Favreau, who's the director and the lead actor, of course, it's also his story in some form. This is a guy who made Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, and chose not to direct Iron Man 3 because he realized he's going through a rut, which is precisely what happens to the chef character in the film, and that happens to a lot of people in various professions, including journalism, and we just need to go back to exactly what we enjoyed doing, and that is really what the connect that I had with the film. Of course, there are a lot of other issues I had, except the bit about the father and son. I thought it was completely belabored, but the movie in itself, it completely resonated, at least within me.
It has a slightly candy floss, oversweet dessert ending, but hey, at least it was a happy ending, which is more than we can say for our other film. So what's your verdict?
I think it's a complete dekho. Theatre mein dekho, is weekend ko dekho, is weekend ko isliye dekho because these movies don't stick around in theatres for too long. So yeah, it's a complete dekho film.
Well, interestingly, it's absolutely the same verdict as far as I'm concerned. A definite dekho, this weekend dekho, and certainly catch it before it's too late. Humshakals may still be playing for a long, long time. Who knows? Who knows? So on Friday Double Bill, we're going to be showing you also the trailers of the latest films hitting the internet. Take a look at Salman Khan's critic-proof Kick.
मेरी वर्दी पे मेडल बहुत लगे, पर दाग सिर्फ एक, सिर्फ उसका नाम पता है, डेविल। आप डेविल के पीछे, डेविल आपके पीछे। Too much fun.
The devil in disguise. So I would never have recognized him. Recycling?
Here's the deal, right? I mean, you call it critic proof. I think this film is absolutely box office proof. Since the trailers broke on the internet, it's got about 21.5 million hits in 24 hours. So clearly everyone's going to go watch this film. But the interesting part here, of course, is enough people have already commented on the number of films this trailer itself is copied from. So you saw this Fantastic Four sequence. That's the one where the bus is going.
That's right.
Through the bridge. We saw this one is a bit like Joker from.
Hey, who you calling Joker?
Not Nawaz, of course. The character. That is Fantastic Four. There you go.
Yes.
Then you'll see a sequence that is straight out of Speed at some point. Of course, there is another sequence that you'll see which is again straight out of Expendables 2. So this is a 2-minute sequence, 2-minute trailer that already is very heavily inspired that Speed for you. But having said that, I think this is the slickest looking thing I've seen coming out of a Salman Khan factory.
Bhai, आपको पता
You
होना
scared me there.
चाहिए.
Don't say bhai, not on the web.
Bhai,
Yeah, the bhaitas are going to go after us.
नकल के लिए भी अकल की जरूरत है.
Bilkul. I think beyond Akal, I think here is a film that actually looks like something a little better than Jai Ho for sure in terms of the basic presentation and as good as Ek Tha Tiger, which I thought was a very good film.
Yeah, no, slick, absolutely, no question, and certainly cycle. So there's going to be a little bit of recycle, a little bit of
sure.
cycle. All in all, let's see, tired but not yet retired. Salman Khan Zindabad.
See you next weekend, hopefully.
Hopefully, if we
With
survive.
better films is what I meant by hopefully.
Bye bye.